Girls' thrilling adventure. The sun shone brightly as the group of teenage girls arrived at their campsite, eager to spend a week in the great outdoors. They quickly set up their tents and started a campfire, the smell of sizzling burgers and hot dogs filling the air. Lily, the group's leader, pulled out her phone to check the weather forecast, her brow furrowing as she saw a severe storm warning. "Guys, we need to prepare for a big storm tonight," she announced, showing them the radar image on her screen. The girls worked together to secure their campsite, tying down tents and gathering loose items that could become projectiles in strong winds. As they finished up, Emily stumbled upon an old map tucked away in a hollow tree, its yellowed paper crackling as she unfolded it. "Look at this," she exclaimed, her eyes shining with excitement. "It's a treasure map." The girls huddled around, studying the intricate drawings and symbols, their imaginations running wild with possibilities. As night began to fall, the storm rolled in, bringing heavy rain and strong winds that threatened to upend their tents. "We can't let a little bad weather stop us," said Lily, her voice filled with determination. "Who's up for a treasure hunt?" The girls cheered, grabbing their flashlights and following the map into the darkness, the storm raging around them. As they journeyed deeper into the woods, the river began to rise, its waters swirling ominously in the beam of their flashlights. Suddenly, a loud crack of thunder boomed through the air, and the girls quickened their pace, their hearts pounding with excitement and fear. Finally, they arrived at the location indicated on the map, an old cabin perched on the edge of the river, its door locked but slightly ajar. Mia pushed the door open, calling out into the darkness, "Hello, is anyone here?" The only response was the creaking of old wooden beams and the sound of rain pounding against the roof. As they stepped inside, they found a hidden room filled with survival gear, first aid kits, and a radio to call for help. Lily quickly turned on the radio, static filling the air until a voice crackled through. "This is Park Ranger Station, can anyone hear us?" The girls cheered, relieved that they could call for help, and began to tend to their injuries and wait out the storm. As the night wore on, they huddled together, listening to the sound of the rain and the river, feeling grateful for their friendship and the adventure they shared. When the storm finally passed, they emerged from the cabin to find that the campsite had been severely damaged, but they were safe and sound. The girls worked together to rebuild the campsite, using the skills and materials they found in the cabin to help other campers who may have been affected by the storm. As they packed up to leave, Emily turned to the others and said, "You know, I think we found something even better than treasure. We found out that we're stronger together." The girls smiled, nodding in agreement, already planning their next adventure and the memories they would create together. The days that followed were a whirlwind of activity as the girls helped rebuild the campsite and assisted other campers who had been affected by the storm. As they worked, they shared stories of their adventure with anyone who would listen, and soon they became known as the treasure hunters. Among the camping community, Lily, being the leader, decided it was time to reflect on their journey and what they had learned from it, so she suggested a campfire gathering one evening. The girls sat around the fire, roasting marshmallows and swapping tales of their bravery during the storm, their laughter echoing through the night air. Emily pulled out the old treasure map, now worn and torn from their adventure, and began to tell the story of how they found it and what it led them to. Mia added her part, describing the locked cabin and the hidden room filled with survival gear, making it sound like a scene from a movie. As they talked, they realized that the real treasure wasn't gold or jewels but the bond they formed during their adventure, the skills they learned, and the memories they created together. Lily looked around at her friends, their faces aglow in the firelight, and said, "We make a pretty great team, don't we?" The girls nodded in agreement, already planning their next adventure and the challenges they would face together, their hearts filled with excitement and anticipation. As the night wore on, they made a pact to always stand by each other, no matter what lay ahead, and to never forget the summer they found the real treasure: friendship and resilience. The campfire burned down to embers, but the warmth of their bond remained, a flame that would burn bright for years to come, guiding them through life's adventures and challenges. The stormy night had finally passed, leaving behind a serene landscape that seemed almost surreal after the torrential rains and howling winds. The girls emerged from the cabin, blinking in the bright sunlight, their eyes adjusting slowly as they took in the aftermath of the storm. The campsite was a mess, with trees uprooted, tents torn, and debris scattered everywhere, but the girls were relieved to see that no one was seriously hurt. Lily, ever the leader, took charge, organizing her friends into teams to start the cleanup process, their laughter and chatter filling the air as they worked together. Emily and Maya worked on rebuilding a damaged tent, while Sarah and Jessica helped gather firewood for a new campfire, the smell of smoke and damp earth hanging in the air. As they labored, they talked about their adventure, reliving the excitement and fear they had felt as they navigated through the treacherous terrain to find the cabin. Lily paused, looking around at her friends, and said, "You know, I think we make a pretty great team," her voice filled with pride and affection. The girls nodded in agreement, smiling at each other, their faces flushed from the physical work and the joy of being together. Just then, a park ranger appeared, his truck winding its way through the debris-strewn campsite, a look of relief on his face as he saw the girls safe and sound. "We were worried sick about you all," he said, his voice gruff but kind. "But it looks like you've got everything under control here." Lily explained their adventure, showing him the map and telling him about the cabin, the ranger listening intently, a hint of a smile on his face. When she finished, he nodded, saying, "Well, I think you girls have shown remarkable bravery and resourcefulness. You should be proud of yourselves." The girls beamed with pride, feeling happy and content after their ordeal, the warm sunshine and peaceful surroundings a balm to their tired bodies and minds. As they finished their cleanup and prepared to leave the campsite, Lily turned to her friends and said, "You know what? I think this has been the best adventure ever." The girls agreed, already planning their next trip and the challenges they would face together, their hearts full of excitement and anticipation for the future. The days that followed were filled with stories of their adventure, as they shared tales of bravery and friendship with family and friends back home. Their experience had brought them closer together, and they realized that the true treasure was not gold or jewels, but the bond they formed during their journey. Lily's mom, a journalist, heard about their story and decided to write an article about the girls' bravery and teamwork, which was soon published in the local newspaper. The article sparked interest in the community, and soon the girls were invited to share their story at school assemblies and local events, inspiring other young people with their tale of adventure and friendship. As they looked back on their journey, they knew that the memories of their time together in the woods would stay with them forever, a reminder of the power of teamwork and the unbreakable bonds of friendship. The girls decided to start a blog to share more stories of their adventures and inspire others to get outdoors and explore, naming it The Treasure Hunter's Diary. With their first post, they shared the map that had led them to the cabin, and soon they received messages from other young adventurers who were eager to start their own treasure hunts. The girls' story came full circle as they became mentors and role models for others, showing that with courage, friendship, and determination, anything is possible. And so, their adventure continued, not just in the woods, but in the hearts of all those they inspired, a reminder that true treasure lies in the experiences we have and the friends we make along the way.
Thank you for watching, thanks for watching my short story.